ladies, so wonderful to meet you via Zoom. How are you holding up?
Good, pretty good.
You know, taking it day by
day. Yeah, true. Are you doing good?
I'm doing great, and I gotta tell you, I binged the entire 10 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
So all I have to say is I am now ready for season 2. So I just have to
Yay!
That's wonderful.
Congratulations on both of your performances. And Heather, I'm going by your
I'm so used to it. People being like, Heather, can you get out? I was like, yes, I can. I was like,
you're so sad. It happens all the time.
I tell you, Heather and Natalie, but Olivia, let's start with you because I wanted to know, this is obviously Panic is based on a very popular young adult novel. Was it something that you were familiar with, or when you got the role, did you start reading it?
I was saying earlier, it was funny because I got the audition and I remember like mentioning it to my mom, and she was like, I have heard of this book because she had read one of Lauren's other books, like maybe Before I Fall or like
Before I Fall. Yeah.
I was like, she had read one of them, and so she was a fan of her already, and then I had read the book after I booked the role, and I would read it. I worked at a restaurant and I would read it like because I was a hostess, and like I would wait and read it, and then people would come in and I'd like put it away and like do my thing, but I was just busy, so I was like, I'm gonna read it when I'm hosting at this restaurant.
Why not and Jessica, how about for you? Were you familiar with the material before?
No, I was not. I had heard of Lauren Oliver because of Before I Fall, and I was familiar in the sense of like I knew the project was around. I auditioned for it a year prior and didn't get it, and then it came back over, and I was like, there's no way. And then having Lauren, who's the creator of everything and this whole world that Panic is in, she sort of was like, you can throw this away, like you can keep this, like this is so different, and then Natalie's different, the way things will pan out are different, and I decided then halfway through, like in the middle of shooting, I was like, I should read the book just because I know it's different, but I'm gonna read it because it's my job, and I think it's part of it, so I should do it. And I think enough time had passed where I'd like settled into Natalie, where I could do it. And it was fun because it was like, and I'm going to be filming it tomorrow. So that was kind of sweet.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love this story because look, you're high school students. You're living in this small town. You're thrown into this, you kind of really can't get out of it. You have to play because you both have, I don't want to give anything away, but you both have issues where you want to leave this small town. You've got things going on in your personal lives. So Olivia, one thing about Heather is like, she's such a good girl. She really does try so hard to do everything right. But she just, so having to do some of these dares in this Panic game. Yeah. Is it something that you think you would even attempt in real life?
I don't think so. Because first off, if you're a young person watching this, don't do these things.
Don't do it. Don't do Panic.
And visual effects, and you would die if you did these things in real life. Like that's the thing. Where I could enter, but I would like immediately fall. Like, I think like mentally I'm like, oh yeah, I could do it, but like physically I'm so clumsy and would like immediately get so injured.
Olivia, I just imagine you like walking up and like slipping on it's like slapstick-esque, like slipping on a banana peel and like
really
a broom.
Like my body playing Heather.
Listen, even for the first dare, when she walks up that cliff, and I'm like, no, thanks. No, not happening.
Like even doing that, like just like the walking so that my stunt double could jump off the cliff. Like I was like rolling my ankles and being like tripping over rocks. And I was like, who hired me for this job?
The thing is, people think that Heather jumps, but she accidentally falls, and that's why she looks so brave.
Fall forward. She's like, and falls.
Yeah, really, very clumsy. And Jessica, for you now, the two of you in this show, you play BFFs. You're best friends. There's one other friend, played by Cameron Jones, who plays Bishop, and the three of you have this great relationship. I wanted to know when the three of you got on set together. Jessica, did you hit it off immediately? Like, was it instant chemistry? Because
Yeah.
I really believe the three of you were besties.
Yeah, it was. I think so. We were all like, I think all of three of us were like just very sweet, like hello, like like so it was all very like very adorable, and we all just very goofy, and me and Olivia just loved like winding up Cameron.
Yeah, as he went on, he became like our brother, and he would like something, and we'd be like, "What'd you just say?" Like we would like give him such a hard time, but like it was so, and he would just like, it was us all like giggling all the time together.
Yeah, I'm sure you have to have that kind of lightness on the set, especially when there's so much dark in the show, I would think.
Yeah.
Now, Olivia, for you, you get to work with one of my favorite actresses, Bonnie Bedelia. Now, I'm not biased because I'm Bonnie, but I love her. And I almost didn't even recognize her with that hair. It was incredible. Yeah, what was it like to work with her? She's lovely.
It was so wonderful. She was like such a fun like person to work with, and she would always like, she was so like attentive during scenes. So as like an actress, like it felt so like vulnerable to act with her, because she like really connects with you when you're acting, and she would just say like such lovely, like she was so encouraging. And then on the side of that, like she's been like a really successful actress for so long, and she would be like, oh yeah, and like Hollywood in my day, and she would tell these like crazy stories of working with these like incredible people, and like being like, yeah, sometimes we'd go out to dinner. Like she would just tell me these stories, and I was like, oh, I feel like I'm like looking into a vault of like secret like, memories from a time where like Hollywood wasn't so like photographed and captured and like it is today. And she would tell us these things, and I'm like, these stories like only exist in time in her memory, and it's so cool to be like hearing about all of the stuff. And she would just like so offhandedly like say things, and it was so fun. And she like did so much for Anne, and yeah, like she completely transformed. And that was like her and Carla, who was our like wonderful makeup head. They like completely like found Anne's character. It was so fun.
Now, I have to ask, real tiger or CGI tiger?
CGI tiger.
We wanted a real tiger so bad. You have no idea. When we read this, we were like, please get a real tiger. I know it's hard. It's like, and I get it. Like, I mean, it's first of all risk, and then like to the animal, like you don't want to, put them on display.
All the babies in the scene too.
Yeah.
They're like,
but I wanted a real tiger desperately.
There's this really wacky movie from 2018 called Mandy.
We wanted the Mandy tiger.
I like showed it to Jess because I was like, there's a tiger in Mandy. Like if Nick Cage can do it, we can do it too.
We can. This tiger's a star. We need to get the Mandy tiger.
No, I was like, I would always be like, we need to get the tiger from Mandy. And everyone would be like, we don't know what you're talking about.
Like, you never know. If there's another season, we could bring back a tiger, Who
well,
knows?
The tiger is on the loose technically when we leave the town. It's just about. So
who knows? The possibilities are endless. And then
you know what? I wanted to be the tiger, like Andy Serkis style, like full, like all like mocap, like be the tiger.
Hey, it's an idea. Yeah. Also, I want to mention too, like I mentioned the camaraderie, and I love it with everybody in this. But Mike, who plays Dodge, and you both have scenes, but of course, Jessica, you have more scenes with him. I saw him on Broadway in Dear Evan Hansen, and that guy blew me away. Did he like break into song or anything on the set?
No, he did not. But Mike is
really downplays the fact that he's an incredible singer.
He's like you would never guess that he like, because he's such like a sweet and like quiet person, but who also has a very fun sense of humor. And me and Olivia love making Mike laugh. It's like our joy. And occasionally it's like occasionally like messing around in the hair and makeup trailer is always the best with him. Like occasionally what would happen is, because I really love the Disney movie Hunchback of Notre Dame. I was like telling him I really love that one song. I was like, I love like the Alan Menken like arrangement. And he's like, yeah, it's great. And he's the only person that ever indulged in me like singing like Hunchback of Notre Dame with him. And then like from there I was like, I don't know much about Broadway. And he's like, Jess, we sing a lot of like songs, like musical songs. So you're more of a nerd than you think you are, I think.
Yeah.
So he was just like a sweetheart and like would joke around. And then if like ever you would hear him just like get a hint of him seriously doing something, you're like, oh, you're like amazing. You're like,
I remember one time I was like goofy singing Pretty Women from Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
And he was like,
oh
Pretty
yeah.
Women. And I was like, oh, and he like was doing the song with me. And I was like, okay, but you're incredible.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you're all
sang-
incredible.
He
to
sang a
laugh.
bit of Send in the Clowns and it's great. Highly
That's
recommend.
amazing. Well, look,
Yeah.
hopefully, like I say, season 2, it's all very open. If there happens, we could get some musical numbers in there. So just think about that.
Why not?
I want to thank you ladies for your time today. Like I said,
Thank you.
this series is fantastic. It's so mysterious. There's so many secrets. It keeps everybody on the edge of their seat. And it really, you guys both did such a great job. So thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you
Okay.
so much.